Where am I supposed to look? Where am I supposed to look? Dang it, I move this computer around every time. I always can't. You know what? It doesn't even matter. Hey everybody, Sinister Lex here. Today we're going to be talking about optimizing your Upwork profile. Before we get into that, make sure you rate, comment, subscribe. Click that get notification bell if you want my notifications. Remember to drop down into the free Discord chat below. We're having some good conversations in there. We are seeing big wins, working with clients, making money. People are making progress. It's freaking awesome. Doesn't matter if you work a full-time job right now. It doesn't matter if you work part-time, you're part-time freelance, whatever you are. It doesn't matter if you're not into freelance at all and you just are totally into entrepreneurship. We're talking about all that stuff in the forum, in the chat. It's not a forum, it's a chat. We even just opened up the Grade A channel where you can come in, well, after a month. We've got that, you gotta be there a month because we don't want all these outsiders just getting in, like, trolling us and stuff. So you gotta be in there for a minute. But once you're in, you can connect with us and talk about your struggles with entrepreneurship in terms of the emotional struggles in a private setting, a semi-private setting, to where, you know, if you're struggling with isolation or dealing with motivation or whatever it is, maybe you can just come in there and find someone who can relate to that and you can just talk about it. So, let's talk about optimizing your profile. Now, I wasn't sure how much an Upwork profile could be optimized until recently. I thought, you know, the optimization process was a matter of having your title narrowed down to like 3 words or less, clearly defining what you do, something people would search for. I thought that was what optimization was in terms of Upwork. Maybe using the right keyword in your bio a couple times, and if you had enough of a niche skill, you can even rank pretty high on Google because Upwork ranks high on Google. But I've been watching people's profiles, looking at them, how they write them, and what they say. And then I go into my client account. And from my client account, I'll search people out, or I'll search for certain keywords, and I'll just look at who populates and how they populate, why they populate, where they populate. I'll look at people who are in certain skills and notice they might populate on the first page for that skill, if it's a niche skill. And if they're on the first page, they're usually halfway, maybe further down on that page. Every once in a while they get lucky and get bumped to the top. But I was thinking, how do you improve on this? I've been thinking about this a lot because I used to have a pretty niche skill, and yet I ranked on the 3rd or 4th page for that skill. It didn't make sense to me. But now I pay attention and watch it and test it. And I've been testing this over the past couple of weeks with several different skills. So I've changed my title and my skill sets and all of that stuff several times now to see how this all works. You might be surprised by what I discovered. What I found out was that whenever you change your title, whenever you change your skill, change your niche, whatever it is that you're doing, if you optimize your profile for that keyword, title, tags, in your bio, in your portfolio, in your tests, in your other experiences, your education, your work experience, if all of that is optimized for around that keyword, then whenever somebody searches for that keyword, you will rank at the top or near the top of Upwork search results for that keyword. So keep that in mind. People might be searching other things. They might not find you as easily. But my experience so far is that you can do this within a week. You can do this within about a week. I think for me it took maybe 3 days, 3 to 5 days to do this. I've done this in multiple niches now. Currently sitting between number 1 and number 2 in my spot right now, depending on how the filters are set. So if the filters are set to only freelancers with over 90% job success score, then I'm number 1. For some reason, I'm ranking number 2 out of all freelancers for this one. I don't know why, because the person above me doesn't even have the skill listed. So I'm not really sure of everything that factors into this optimization, but I do know that I'm ranking at the top, and I've done this on multiple skills now, where I've ranked at or near the top for these niche skills. It's going to be a little bit harder to do this if you are just in a general field. If you're, let's say your title is sales copywriter or it's WordPress designer, it's going to be a little harder to rank toward the top because there's so many people listing that as their skill, listing direct response copywriter, listing copywriter. It's kind of funny because one of my students was recently number one for copywriter, and I don't know if that was a fluke. I don't know if Upwork was just promoting her that day or what happened. I didn't see her the last time I checked. It was a couple days, or I checked this morning, I checked yesterday. It wasn't the same. So I think that one fluctuates because it's such a high level skill. There's so many people doing stuff within the copywriting field. But within these niche skills, if you niche down, you can actually take control of it at the highest spots. And the cool thing about that is the higher up you are in Upwork search results, it also kind of indicates where you're at in Google search results. So sometimes you can search out these skills. So let's say, like the other day I had SaaS copywriter. That was the skill I was ranking for. I was number one on the list for that, for SaaS copywriter. And then I went to Google. Well, I didn't see this in Google, but I've seen this in the past where whenever I'm high ranking on Upwork, I'm also showing up in Google. So let's use SaaS copywriter as an example. If someone were to type in SaaS copywriter on Google, I might show up at the top of Google with my Upwork profile, and someone could click that, see that I write for SaaS companies, and hire me. It's kind of cool. But really, this video is just about optimizing your profile for Upwork search results. And the reason you want to do this is because if I'm searching for a freelancer, if I'm searching for a SaaS copywriter, I'm going to type in SaaS copywriter to see what pops up. Who am I going to go with? Well, I'm going to go with who's right there on the first page. I'm going to go down the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does this person look like he's a fit for me or that he can help me out? I'm going to click his profile. If he looks like a fit, I'm going to invite him to my gig. I'm going to move down to the next person. This person has 50% job success score, not a fit for me. I'm going to move to the next person. This person has 100%. They've done 5 jobs. They've earned, $1,000 or whatever. And I'm just going down the list. That's how clients do it. They don't have any other way to go about this, to figure this out. And I don't know if you notice this, but whenever you're searching on Upwork, many times you'll go to the first and second page and it'll be full of freelancers who are, they've got good feedback, they've earned a couple $1,000s, and then you hit the third or fourth page and it goes to all newbies. So I don't know if this is an Upwork algorithm or what, but they should start showing newbies after a couple pages and mixing those in with everybody else. So you really need to be on that first page, and that is where these Upwork profile optimizations come in. So what are you optimizing? I think we already covered it a little bit, but mainly your title needs to be 3 words or less. It needs to be what they would actually search for. Something that's clear, simple, that they would actually search for. Your tags need to reflect the skill in your title. So it shouldn't be, if you're a WordPress designer, you should not have copywriting as a tag. You should have things related to WordPress design, web development, just general design, HTML, CSS. Those are tags that would fit that. Copywriting is not related to that. That's a whole different field. Whenever you got to think about it like this, Upwork categorizes skills into different industries or different skill areas. So if you put in copywriting as a tag, that's falling under the writing section. If you put in WordPress, that's falling under their web design or web development section. These are 2 different areas. But if you put multiple tags for writing, if you're a writer, then that's going to help you rank better. If you put multiple tags for designer, for web design, for web development, that's going to help you rank better for that. So you only want to have a few of those, but you want to keep a pretty tight grouping with that. The next thing is your bio. You want to make sure that you're using your keyword multiple times in your bio. Now, if you know anything about SEO and how keywords works, I don't think that it has to be you don't have to use the exact keyword 1,000,000 times in there, but you need to sprinkle it in there, the words you're trying to search for. If I'm a WordPress designer, I might need the word WordPress and designer in there a few times. Other areas, your other experiences, or your past work history, if you can put the word, whatever word it is that you're trying to rank for, if you can put that in the titles of those things and also in the descriptions, that's going to help you. At least that's been my experience. Also in your portfolio pieces, you want to tag your portfolio pieces with these words. You want to try and put these words in the title of those portfolio pieces if it makes sense for you to do so. So this isn't about lying to people. Don't get that twisted or anything. It has to make sense for the portfolio piece, but if you can put it in there, that just helps you rank for that search word. You can do this with your education. You can do it with your tests. If you find tests that are related to that field, take those tests, get them in there. If you do all these things and you try and form your bio, your profile around this niche keyword, the keyword you want to rank for, then when people go to search for you, you won't be halfway down the page or at the bottom, or even on the 3rd or 4th or 10th page. You'll be near the top. You'll be top 2, top 3, and you will start to see this. It's pretty interesting. This is going to help you get invites, whatever. This is going to help you get invitations from the exact right clients for you. So the people who would be willing to pay you higher rates because you're an expert. So those people are going to search that keyword. They're going to find you. You're going to be at the top of the list. So you're going to get invited and you're going to respond quickly, and then you're going to get the gig. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I think that's going to help some of you going into the 100K challenge coming up. Y'all know about that. If you don't know about that, go watch the video. I'll link it down below. You can drop in the Discord chat and find out about that. What other thoughts do you have on this? Do you guys have any other thoughts about profile optimization? I actually changed the name of my profile picture so that it reflected my keyword. I thought that might help it rank better, so I went ahead and did that. I have no way of judging this. I don't really have any way of proving any of this stuff is true. All I can say is that I'm ranking number 2 or number 1 for my keyword, and I've done it over several different niches now within the past 2 weeks just to test it out. So I'm pretty confident that this is how it works. But let me know if you guys have any other thoughts about how you can optimize your profiles for search results. Drop them in a comment down below or drop them in the Discord. It's totally cool with me. That's all I got for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. I'm Sinister Lex, and I will see you next time.